I do something called the 5-star shout out. I love to say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make a you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday, baby. It's Saturday. Sticky Iggy Iggy. Woo woo. How are my people doing? I want to, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming out to the side, Jawn, this Saturday morning. You know, this is our About Business special, but I have my co-host with me, the Chocolate Girl.
Hey, everybody. It's so good to be here on Saturday, my favorite day of the week. My favorite day of the week. I love Saturday. Love it, love it, love it. So glad to be here this morning. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the side, Jawn. The side, Jawn. How was your week?
Well, hold on. We'll get there in a second. I wanted to introduce. Let me start off first of all. We are doing the About Business segment with Intimate Remedies. All right, and we have founder Tasha in the building, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Tasha?
I am well and happy to be here on the show for the first time. I'm excited.
Yes, welcome.
And I do enjoy Saturdays too, especially a nice, beautiful, sunny Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Now, for everybody here, we should always start letting everybody know exactly how your week was. So, would you being our guest, Tasha? How was your week?
Woo. My week, I always say it is what it is, everything, it is what it is. I enjoyed my week. Some parts I didn't enjoy, but I embrace those moments as well. So
that's good. Such a positive way of thinking.
Yeah. What about you, Chocolate Girl?
I have actually had a pretty good week, Dennis. This is week 2. This is number 2. Good week in a row. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Feeling a little better. I may sound a little nasally. Had a little bit of a cold and lost my voice earlier in the week, but got my voice back, so I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. I saw my grandbaby this week. Always seeing the grandbabies. That's always a good thing. Always makes me smile. So the only person I haven't seen since Sunday is Sister Sheila, which is very unusual because usually we see each other, but I haven't seen her this week. She's been very busy, but it's been a good week. Glad to be here. What about you, Dennis? How's your week been?
My week has been pretty good. My week has definitely been pretty good. I've had nothing but good times, so I'm definitely gonna tell you that I can't complain. But I'm happy to be here to sit down and talk intimate remedies with Tasha, because I want to say this from the jump. What you're doing here with this intimate remedies is saving a lot of relationships. Let me get that out of the way. You're saving a lot of relationships because I'm going to say from a man's point of view, sometimes we run out of ideas. I'm just going to keep it real. We run out of ideas what to do. Like we went to the movies. We went to, the play. We seen, operas. We went out of town. I don't know what else to do. But with this, you bring the experience, right? But you know what? I'm gonna let you talk about it. How did you start this intimate ring? I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'm excited. I'm gonna let you talk
Well, I feel like you kind of touched on it a little bit, and I love that. I love what you said already, but I don't know. I just kind of started because um, I am extra. Like I am extra. I need all the bells and whistles. I need everything to be like all the. I'm a little, it's the little things type of girl. So yeah, we can do dinner and a movie, the traditional dinner and a movie, but that just didn't appease me. It didn't fulfill, it didn't really quite satisfy my appetite for creativity and romance. So I was just like, after we eat, I'm gonna fall asleep in that movie. So and then we're not really connecting. So what can we do that's really non-traditional that will really, just make me perk up? And I just learned that if you want something and it doesn't already exist or you don't know about it, then to just do it yourself. Start it yourself.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's how it started. It started off with just a dance, of course, because that's my heart. That's what I do. So I said, what can I do? I'm a great dancer. I'm not the best dancer, but I'm an amazing dancer. I love to dance. And I especially love like sensual movement and how that makes me feel confident in my body, and just expressing myself in that way. And also I enjoy putting on shows for my man. And so I was like, I wonder how I can make money doing what I love. And also being able to share that with my community as well. Being able to offer this opportunity for fellow dancers in the community, but also being able to teach other women how to feel confident and sexy within their bodies, and also being able to show them how to put on shows for their for their significant other. Um, and so, yeah, that's how this all came together. I sat down and wrote out a date night plan for a sensual movement for couples to learn a dance together, or if one partner wanted to learn to perform it for the other partner, I wrote down like a script for that, and it just kind of blossomed from there. Now we have 8 different experiences to choose from that go well beyond just dance, thanks to my partner coming in and saying, hey, maybe we should add a paint night. Now maybe we should add yoga. And then I'm saying, okay, well, now we need food and massages and
Mm.
all the things, all the things, live musicians. And, so it just kind of blossomed from there.
about.
Oof.
That's good. That's good. Now, but this is what I want to know though. When you were a dancer and you were doing your thing, when was that day that you said, you know what, I need to go in business for myself because this right here, this I could see something bigger with my ideas. I need to go in business for myself. When did that day hit you?
Huh. That it actually it hit me at honestly one of my lowest points.
Mm,
Honestly, if I can be
tell us about it.
transparent,
Yes, you
um,
can.
Mhm.
and that's why I've learned to embrace the highs and the lows. Because sometimes when you're feeling low, you're not being buried, you're being planted. And my experiences are what brought me here. So I was in an abusive relationship at the time. I was away from my family. And I was just inspired. I was inspired. I don't know. I don't know. Something just came up. Like I said, I enjoyed dancing. I was on a dance team, but I was struggling to get back and forth. So I was just in a really low space at that time. And I'm so thankful for my journey and how far I've come now. But I said, the only time I feel good is when I dance. That's the only time I feel good. and I'm good at doing it. Um, I've always worked in the education system, but at that point I was going from job to job and I couldn't figure out why, why it never worked out. And then it hit me. I'm supposed to be my own boss. I'm supposed to have my own, make my own schedule and make this work for me. I need to take control of my own life. And so like I said, I took my passion and found a way to also let my passion pretty much be my means of living. So it was a rough time, but I trusted the process, and dance has opened so many doors. I'm so glad I trusted that process, and it took me out of that relationship and into a much healthier relationship. My hair started growing, my skin started glowing, my kids are happier. I have multiple business now. I've been able to make an impact and make a difference with not only adults but also children, the youth as well, just due to my experiences. So I'm so glad I trusted that vision when it hit me at my lowest point.
Let me just say, I like what you said there. You said that you're not buried, you're planted. I
Right.
like that. Now, that's
Yeah.
one. Now that's one to write down, Shan. I like that.
Oh yeah, it's already written.
It is done.
Hmm.
Right. That was it. That was definitely good. Now you said you had multiple businesses. Is there any other ones that you have besides, Intimate Remedies?
Yes, I actually started with Tashe choreography and casting, and it's a business in which I manage a dance agency as well. So I have various adult dancers that I recruit for different creative projects in the area, but also even in different states as well within the United States. I provide choreography, creative direction for various artists, showcases, and like I said, creative projects. We also do things like weddings and just anything dance related. Festivals, stage performances. We performed at a kickball tournament. So yeah, I have the dance team and then I also am a dance instructor as well. So I have the youth section where I teach my youth, and then I also teach the adults. So I teach sensual movement, hip hop, contemporary, step, and really confidence and self esteem. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. You almost out there like broken glass. You almost everywhere. So, doing
Yes.
your thing. I have to
Yes.
say. Now, do you also you said you do adults, but do you do kids as well, like dance instruction for kids and have them go on dance retreats, or you don't do kids?
Yes, I do. I started maybe about 2 years ago with the youth, training them, and we've had two recitals, and then we have a video shoot coming up. So we have weekly classes, and they come in, and I teach them, and they teach me. And we'll be having auditions this summer for our competition team for dancers who don't, some dancers just want to dance for fun and some want to compete, they really want to do this for a living. And so I provide opportunities for young dancers and adult dancers to do this for a living as well by teaching them what I've learned through the process and the business side of things. Because you can be talented, but you also got to know a little bit about the business as well. So I've learned a lot and I am fulfilled in sharing my resources. So,
That's good. That's good. Now I was a little off script there. Let me get back on script. All right. Now,
okay.
how did you get the name for your business?
Intimate Remedies. My partner, she actually came up with an interesting story. We started off with a name And I'm so glad this happened. We started off with a name. It was called Create Heart, with because we knew we wanted to incorporate uh, the arts with the love aspect. We danced, we paint, we did photography as well. We do photo shoots for couples.
Mm.
So we knew we wanted to incorporate both. So we said, okay, we'll create Heart, which is art and heart put together. And I hate it now. I hate that name. And somebody stole it. You didn't do it the right way the first time. So if you are listening and you're thinking about starting a business, do it the right way the first time, or maybe not. Maybe we weren't supposed to do it the right way the first time, because if we would have gone and registered that name, we would have wasted money on it, because we would have eventually changed it, because we ended up saying, that ain't it. So we sat down once we found out that somebody else took the name. We sat down as a team, and we wrote down all the words that came to mind when we thought of what we do, what we offer to the community. And definitely intimacy. And even if it's platonic intimacy, there are intimate moments in which you are just helping somebody put on their coat, their jacket. You see them struggling, and you're like, oh, let me get that for you. That's intimate. And helping people hone in on those moments, and seeing the value in those small moments and how they can make a big difference in somebody's life. So intimacy was definitely the top word for us. And then also, um, we realized that a lot of events and a lot of date nights only touch the surface. Um, they only touch the surface. So we consider ourselves the remedy to that. How can we really influence genuine, lasting connection within this event, within this date night? What can we do to really strengthen the connection? So we consider ourselves an intimate remedy. And Kyla, my partner, actually came up with the name, and we all loved the way it had a nice ring to it. It described what we do perfectly. So yeah, that was the process. Intimate remedies.
Okay, now you all talk about your partner, Kyla. Do you have anybody else on your team, or is it just you and Kyla and y'all a tag team, the greatest tag team ever?
We do. We have a photographer and videographer on our team as well. He does all of uh, our internal work, like any photos or videos that you see on our website. Most of them, he's provided like the imagery for that. And he also does videos and photo shoots for our clients as well. His name is Rashad, and he's amazing. So right now it's just the three of us, but we are hoping to bring it to, we are continuing to grow our team.
That's good. That's good.
I have
Uh, uh
Dennis. I have a
yeah,
comment from the audience.
but you got it.
All right. So thank you for watching. To our guests, we have Blaze Thunder Gabbard, and yes, that's his name in the comments. And he says, Sharon, I love it. I've listened to her for 5 minutes, and I can just tell she is money, knowledge, and continuously building an empire. So he is impressed.
Wow. Thank you so much. And what was his
His,
name?
his name is
Blaze.
Blaze Thunder.
Blaze Thunder. Thank you so
That's
much
his name.
for that comment. That sounds like that came from the heart. So real recognize real.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
All right. Go right ahead, Dennis.
Yes, I forgot where I was. Oh, what about your business would you say is the most difficult and why?
Um, the most difficult part is um addressing, let's see, how can I put this? The most difficult part for me, in my opinion, is pretty much pretty much getting people to see. It's a very subtle thing. Like I said, intimacy can be very subtle. Um, so um, like I said, when you go and help somebody put on a jacket, that's not something that everybody considers. And, they don't consider that, oh, some people might not even notice, oh, he or she is struggling with their jacket. Let me go and help them. But even after they do it, they don't take the time to really consider how much that means to a person or the value in that. And so the hardest part is being able to find um, the language to communicate that to our clients and seeing, it's the little things. You don't even. I love over the top stuff, but you don't even have to go over the top to make a difference. But when it's not over the top, sometimes it can be missed. So finding that language and finding the way to showcase that, I guess, showcase it, to demonstrate it. Besides just talking about it, we have an element called pillow talk, and it's always my favorite. But I don't. If you haven't experienced it, it's kind of hard to explain. I think you both will know off the jump what it means to just talk to somebody and connect and build in that way. But some people take it for granted. So we incorporate it at all of our events and all of our date nights, and it's so important. And some people will say, "Well, oh, I don't need pillow talk. Just bring me the food and bring me this." And I'm just like, no, no, you do need it. And so that's been like an obstacle for me personally. Is just um, helping people to see the value in pillow talk and talking about our needs, talking about what we really loved, talking or scheduling time for relationship maintenance, quarterly relationship maintenance, sitting down and having a conversation about how do we feel about, are we going on enough dates? Are we building this to last forever, or are we just kind of going with the flow? How do we feel about our bedroom life, our sex life? How do we feel about life after death? How do we feel about our children? Is there something that we want to do differently? Do we want children? So getting people to see the value in scheduling time to talk has been the biggest obstacle for me.
Okay, I have to say I do agree to that because when I know when people seen the pillow talk, I know they was like, "So we supposed to lay down in bed after we today?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Right. Yep. Good night. What we got to talk about? Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah. But it's
But
it's a
that,
work in
that
progress, and I trust the process. So
now, how is it with you getting clients? Is it an obstacle or is it been word of mouth mainly?
um, it has been word of mouth for the most part. Honestly, we started off with, and we are still passionate about curating private date nights. However, we get a lot of invites and opportunities to do events. We've held way more events than we've done private date nights. And but also that's where we get, that's where we get our clients from as well. And they're like, I want to dig a little bit deeper on this with my relationship. Can I bring you on? So that's been primarily how we've gotten our clients, and then also people referring us as well. Social media is huge. Of course, we all know how big social media is today with marketing and getting clients, but just showcasing, building trust, first and foremost, building relationships. We date our clients. We date them because, in a sense, because we want to get to know each other, and we want to feel comfortable with each other because, again, we're in a very intimate setting. our relationships can be very they're near and dear to our hearts. So they have to trust us to come into that space and be able to add value to it. So social media is huge, showing them what we have, showing our clients, our guests what we have to offer, and asking questions, seeing what they need from us and how we can
That's
support
good. That's good.
them in their
So
relationship.
promotion is mostly promotion and word of mouth is mostly it. And you gotta promote like it's a part time job. That's how you gotta
Right.
promote. That's what I tell people about doing podcasting. You gotta promote like it's a part time job. When you don't
Hmm.
feel like getting up to promote, you gotta get up early in the morning and promote.
Yep.
Man,
Yep. I
that's
agree. It's a full time job, really.
oh, yeah, right. You're all right about it. Maybe I should start saying it's a job. Let me just say that
Mhm.
it's a job. That's why a lot of I understand why a lot of people pay people to run their social media and they let you handle it. I pay you for it. I
Right.
understand because doing it every day is a hassle.
Hmm.
But Sharon's back and she's about to go ahead with her question. Go ahead, chocolate girl.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying hire me, hire me. But
Ooh.
yes,
Hmm.
let me get this over here. Okay. Outside of what you're doing for yourself, do you actually work another job, for someone else, like a regular job? Do you also do that as well?
Yes, I do have like your 9 to 5 job. I
Yes.
work with special needs for the Wake County Public School System. I'm an instructional assistant, so I have to be there at 6:55 a.m. and
Mm,
I'm off at about 2:30 p.m. and that's when the rest of it starts. So
yes, ma'am. How do you balance that? How do you keep your stamina up? How do you balance it, taking that one hat off and putting on the other one to run the rest of the race for the day? What does that look like for you?
I love the way how you said taking the one hat off and putting the one hat on because in my head I envision that when I go from hat to hat, I'm literally physically taking another hat on and putting it on off and putting another
Yes.
one on. And time blocking is my biggest thing. I'm not, of course, we always, get out of the habit or get out of routine. But I always strive to get back into the routine of setting aside time just to time block, which is right now Sundays for me. Between Sundays and Mondays is when I sit down and plan out my week and I schedule time to complete all of my tasks. Um, and actually do it, actually follow through with it. I know that I'm working from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And after that, depending on what day, on Mondays is my that's my rest time. Tuesdays is my intimate remedies time until about 5 o'clock. Um, Wednesdays, that's my youth dance day. Thursdays are another break day, and Fridays is when it's just up in the air. It's when I'm out in the community or taking care of any last minute things that I didn't get done during the week. And that's all from 2:30 to 5:30, and then from 5:30 to 9, that's my family time. That's when my phone is off, my computer is closed. It's very hard to do because
Mhm.
I'm very passionate about my work, but I like to give my family my undivided attention, and I don't ever want to lose sight of that because they come first. So I schedule time for that. Even I schedule time to take naps. I schedule time to do nothing, and I also leave enough
Mhm.
time. I leave buffers in my schedule in case, I planned something, but I just don't feel like doing it. I'm just not in the right
Right.
headspace, or, that day is been a bad day, or I'm not feeling well, or maybe I just don't feel like doing it. And it's okay to, as long as it gets done, it's okay to embrace that. Just to say, just stop and sit and be, you're not defined, you're not you are not restricted to your position, your title, your role. Um, I am my own boss. You know, that's the luxury of being my own boss. I can say I don't have to do this today because it's not due until next week. But I left buffers in my schedule so that I can catch up with it and take the time that I need today. So time blocking is the biggest. It's the biggest thing, and leaving buffers and prioritizing my
Mhm.
care.
Very good answer. Very good. I never framed it as time blocking, but that is really what it is.
Hmm.
Because I've never used that term before, but that's changes today. Because that's what I'm going to start calling it. Because that's literally what you do when you set your schedule for the week, and I kind of do the same things you do. So that's very key, helpful. Um, let's think back to when you decided to get started on intimate remedies. And when you first came up with the idea, you were about to get started, what's some of the first things that you decided that you had to do, that you had to put on paper, get done to let yourself know, I'm serious about this and I'm going to do it?
Well, yeah, definitely put it on paper. I still have my old notebook in which I typed out everything, all my ideas, and I organized my ideas. And then the second thing was just to start talking about it. I started sharing the ideas with
Mhm.
people, and you know, I also had to come up with a name as well. I needed a name, so
Mhm.
so came up with put it down, put my ideas on paper, came up with the name, started sharing the idea, and like I said, I had a dance performance. I was living like maybe like an hour and a half from Raleigh, but I had a performance in Raleigh and I invited my best friend and her partner. And like I said, I was in the habit of sharing this idea with people. And so I shared it with her and I hadn't seen her in a while because she came to my show. And after the show, her and her partner was like, "You did amazing, to talk after the show." And I shared it with her and she just was very passionate about it. She really believed in it. She could see the vision. So I guess, in me talking about it, I found the right person to help me build it. And so then from there, we scheduled meetings and we just kept talking about it. And the more we talked about it, the more we found people who were also passionate about the idea and dropped little nuggets along the way. Even with my partner Reggie, DJ R&B, him showing me how to build websites. So then now we're building a website, and the first website was hideous. I'm so glad we got rid of it, but he showed me how to do that, and along the way, like I said, as we're talking about it and sharing our ideas, people are like, "Oh, well, you should make a flyer," and then, "Oh, well, I would love to come and speak, or I would love to come and do this." So just talking about it
Mhm.
um, and allowing people to come in and be inspired by it and be a resource as well.
Shout out to DJ R&B, friend of the show, friend of
Yes,
mine, baddest DJ on earth, if you ask me. So shout
yes.
out to him. I'm sure he's watching today with pride and a big old cheese and rice smile on his face right now.
Yes, he better because he is like he's not only is he my love partner and life partner, but he's also a mentor for me. He's an
Mhm.
amazing businessman and he has taught me so much. I wouldn't be where I am without him. So
Well, that's so awesome. That's awesome. I've learned a lot from him as well. He's a intelligent, just very smart, very intense person. And when
mhm,
he sets his mind to it, he really does it. He is the epitome of somebody betting on himself. I always tell this story. He doesn't know this, but I tell his story often, how he
mhm,
started becoming a DJ and how he just left a well-paying job and
mhm.
just put it all out there and said, this is either going to work or it's not. And
Yeah.
it took off. And so shout out to DJ RB.
Shout out to him. Yeah, he
Yes.
definitely he has enough confidence for his whole team. Anytime any of his team members, including myself, is feeling a little self-conscious or like discouraged, he's like,
Hmm.
sink or swim, get up and get it done. And I'm like, oh, it's just so it's just the motivation, I've never seen him in a space where he's not betting on himself and he has enough of it to share and go around.
Yeah, he's incredible. He put in the comments, "Hey guys, you making me blush." Hey, that's what we're here for, DJ R&B. That's what we're here for. To
I
shout
love
you
it.
out. Like
Yes,
you shout us out because he shouts you out all the time, to Shay. I know you know. So
yes,
I think that's a good thing when you guys shout each other out. You both of you are proud of each other and you help each other, and that's awesome.
yes.
Awesome, awesome. So besides the intimate experiences, you talked about being a dancer and a choreographer. Which aspect of your business really hits that sweet spot of your soul? If you just had to pick one, I know it's hard because all of it is so important to you. I can tell that. But what part of your business just hits that spot that nobody else can see, that you can only feel, that
Yeah,
really gets it for you?
the connections that are made um along the way. I am my own brand, even outside of Intimate Remedies, outside of Tashe Choreography. Well, my business is an extension of me. It really is, and my experiences and what I've learned and what I can do to help my community. But if I can just talk about myself for a minute, I know that I've been blessed to be around to be connected with beautiful, beautiful people, people who know who value life, connection, and just being genuine, being hardworking, and just self confident, self aware. And so, anytime I see, that I was a part of somebody else connecting on a deeper level, it hits that sweet spot for me. Because I know that those two people are gonna make even more magic because they are just as they're two special people coming together to create something.
Mhm.
Whether it is a project or love or a dance or anything, whatever they come together to create, whatever the fruits of their labor will produce will be amazing and it will be something that this world needs. And I know that I played a part in that, and that is very fulfilling for me.
See, every answer you give, you just make me smile even harder. I'm just like, I mean, awesome. This is awesome. This is even more incredible than I thought it would be. I mean, I already knew this interview was going to be amazing, right? But you just, I tell you, I'm just so interested in your story and what you do and how it feeds you. It's just awesome. And I see it. It's genuine. It's real. This is not something that you just put on for the people. You really do it because you believe in it. And that's what makes this so awesome to me as
Yeah.
a fan. I'm a fan.
I
So
love
where are you? Tell the people where you're based out of, because of course I know, but the people are all across the country. So we have people from Hawaii, California, New Jersey, all over. So tell them where you're based out of.
I am based out of the wonderful, growing, beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina, with pride. Our company is based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So I grew up in Apex, North Carolina. A lot of people may not know where that is, but it's about maybe 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes from Raleigh. But my company is based out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
And so for your events, you do live events. Do you also host virtual events as well, or just live events?
Yes, we actually hosted our first virtual event around Valentine's Day, uh, which we called it. Well, we celebrated Acoma Week, which is a cultural alternative to Valentine's Day, and it also allows you 7 days to celebrate. So we kicked off the first day in the Lovers Lounge, which was a virtual lounge with live music. We had a sexual wellness coach come in and do some demonstrations on like what she offers. And we also had some pillow talk and some wine and some food, and it was just a grand old time. So
And it
we
was
do have,
all virtual. It was all virtual.
yes, it was
Wow,
all
that sounds hot. That
yes. So
sounds hot.
people didn't have the people that didn't want to go out for Valentine's Day had the opportunity to get, get dressed if they wanted to and decorate their backgrounds and create a romantic scene right in their own home in the comforts of their own home and come in and join us virtually. So we will be doing that more as well. That'll be
Man,
back next year.
that's dope. That is so dope. And talk a little bit about that alternative to Valentine's Day again, so that the people know more about that. Say what the name of that is again.
It's called Akoma Day, and it was founded by Manwasha Edu, and that's spelled Monwasha, and their last name is Edu. Um, and the Manwasha is actually a combination of both of their names. They are a married couple. It's Mansho and Nwasha, and they it's recognized internationally. They have several countries that celebrate this with them, and they just figured that our culture, our community, Black people needed to learn how to love and to put. So they have seven principles um, that they focus on for each day. And they have a book as well that I recommend called Akoma Day. I think it's called Akoma Day. But you can also type it into Google and find their website. They also have they do like couples therapy as well. So we utilize their resources a lot for our clients.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love it because it gives us 7 days to celebrate, and it also gives you an opportunity to get creative with your partner. My partner and I actually celebrated it this year, and we had we got to make up a dance, and we got to write love letters to each other. And I think, like, for Valentine's Day, traditionally it focuses on just the woman. So what I love about Akoma Day is it's geared towards the unit and building, really truly intentionally building the relationship, and not your superficial commercialized surface level, I'm gonna go to the store and get some chocolates and some roses. Okay, so what is that going to do for our relationship? What is that going to do to ensure longevity? Nothing, nothing. So Akoma Day really focuses in on that connection and longevity, and how to be intentional about that.
And how do you spell a coma day?
It's Akoma.
Okay. You know I take notes, so
Yes,
I'm
and
taking
Akoma
notes.
is the word for heart. It
Okay.
actually means heart. So I forgot what language it is, and I don't want to misquote, but it means heart though.
Okay. That is so interesting. So, um, one of our friends and partners, BJ Samuels, he does a show on Monday evenings. Are you available on a Monday evening for about an hour to talk more about a coma day?
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll hook you up
yes,
with
we
him
can
and
plan
see
it.
if he wants to do a show about that and talk more about it, because I agree with you. As Black people, we really do need to learn more how to love. And I'm sure other it's not just Black people who need to, but we're
Right,
Black, so that's how we, that's our frame of reference. And I
right,
think especially Black men, because men are taught not to be vulnerable, emotional, or show feelings at all. And that's not a good thing. So
right,
if we can
exactly.
celebrate something that helps you get in tune with being loving and to love, then I'm all for it. I'm all for hearing more about it.
Yes, yes. I will advocate for a coma week forever and ever. It's made
Awesome.
a huge difference in my relationship with my partner, yes, but also just with myself. And that's where it starts. It starts with yourself. So you have to love from your overflow.
Okay. I'll reach out to him about that and see if he wants to have you on as a topic. He does a lot of topics about relationships and men and showing feelings and all that. He has a very interesting show on Mondays. God, what's the name of the show? I forgot the name of the show. I'll think of it in just a second.
Okay.
BJ's in the comments. I'm sure he'll put the name of his show on Monday nights in the comments. But
Yes, please. I would love the opportunity to speak more about it.
oh yeah, yes, that'll be cool. Um, we talked about the lovely and wonderful DJ R&B, who you work closely with a lot. What suggestion do you have for other couples who actually spend a lot of time together because they also work together? Do you have any key tips for them that can make that relationship work?
Um, you just self-awareness. Start at self-awareness. I wish I could say it in bold because um, that is the biggest. That's the thing that saves us every single time. Because when you are aware of who you are, what you bring to the table, when you are aware of your triggers, your past experiences, and how all of that shapes you, you allow for a comfortable and a safe space to be honest with each other um, in communication. And that's where, and so in any relationship, communication is key. You have to be able to communicate with each other and speak each other's language as well. So um, when I'm learning how to communicate with the people that I love, I have to take into account all of those things as well, their past experiences, their interpretations, how they perceive the world, their upbringing, their triggers. But I won't know those things. Well, if you pay attention and over time, you can pick up on it. But it's so much easier when you are aware and can communicate those things with the person that you are building with. And that's one thing that I love about my relationship with my partners, that we always take time to get to know ourselves and do the self work so that we can communicate our needs with each other. And that just creates a safe space for just communicating openly and honestly, and building together, whether it's work or our relationship or our family. So,
Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna move over to your website. I was looking at your website
okay.
and I saw something called the Burlesque Dinner Show. And
Yes.
I mean, I must have played that video probably about 15 times when I saw it the first time because I wanted to see it. And I was like, what is it? What? Oh, okay. And I was like really indeed. Can you explain to our watcher, our viewers today what the Burlesque Dinner Show is about and what that date night looks like?
Well, it's an upscale event. It's an upscale, very sexy, very sensual event where my dancers come in and put on an amazing show, of course, an amazing burlesque show. But we also include different acts as well. We always include wine and hors d'oeuvres. So our guests are greeted by our dancers with their wine as they walk in the door. Um, and they have the opportunity to kind of snack on some we have our chocolate fountain. Shout out to the chocolate girl. Shout out to chocolate. So we try to have like aphrodisiacs, of course, chocolates and fruits um and whatnot. So they're able to mingle and kind of get comfortable in the space. Um and we have like pillow talk activities on the table for our guests to indulge in as they arrive. And then we kind of opened the show with a performance. We had at the burlesque, our first burlesque dinner show, we had um, an artist come in and sing some beautiful music for us. We had a pole dancer come in and perform. We had a sex coach come in and talk about her products and give her recommendations. And she even did a very steamy, very spicy demonstration for our guests. And then, of course, we had our burlesque dancers come in and provide a show for our guests to enjoy while they are indulging in a gourmet meal catered by one of our caterers. So
Mhm.
it was an amazing night. And of course, we had a little bit of pillow talk. Our guests were instructed to take a test called BDSM.org or BDSMtest.org. If you haven't taken this test, I definitely highly recommend just to know where you stand in the bedroom, just to know what your needs are, what your what your likes and dislikes are, so that you're able to communicate those things. So that was the highlight of the show, the pillow talk surrounding that test and people's results. And so they were able to share what they connected more with on the test. We were able to define some of the things on the test, and kind of just have open conversation about uh all things bedroom related. And it was that that part was pillow talk. Like I said, is so hard to explain because you just have to be there to feel
Mhm.
it. But it created so much connection in the room. It gave people a chance to relate and say, for instance, we're talking about being dominant and submissive, whether it's just in life or whether it's in the bedroom. So we got, you know, you might think that it might turn into a man versus woman conversation, but we got the dominant men and the dominant women and the submissive men having conversations about that in the space. And that conversation got so interesting just to hear some people's experiences and to be able to take away some of those experiences to apply to your own love life as well. So that's what that event was all about, being able to learn from each other, connect and relate with one another, and break down some of the stigmas surrounding that conversation.
Oh, wow. That sounds incredible. That sounds really amazing
We're going to
and
have to run
very
that back.
creative. Oh, yeah. And very creative. I may have to, yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. Yeah. I've got some friends in mind for you, but that just sounds really great. So I'm going to ask my last question, and then I'll bring Dennis. You can come back in with your questions after this. Um, I wanted to ask you a fun question, just a fun question. Um, if you were going to go with your significant other on an island, just you and him, nobody else, and you have to stay there for a month, what what top three things would you have to take with you besides him, of course?
Yeah, he gotta go. He gotta go. I would need on an island, just me and him for 30 days. I would definitely need this is hard. I know what I would need, but I'm like, do I want to share this? No.
No, no, it's a family show. It's a family show. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. um Definitely I would need my ring light. I always have my ring light with me
Yes.
because I don't know, there's something about just creating memories together to
Mhm.
go. I love to live in the moment, but I also like to go back and look at that moment again, in the future, and also being able to share this experience with, our
Mhm.
children in the future and saying these are just documentation purposes. So definitely my ring light, definitely um some type of activity. Um, it depends on where we stand. As of right now in our relationship, I would probably bring like some type of game or something that helps us to connect in a fun but engaging way and in a way that we haven't connected before. So some
Mm-hmm.
type of activity. And number three would be uh, a list of movies to binge watch. A list of movies because we love that's one of our favorite things to do is just to lounge around and watch movies together. But
Yes. Yeah.
sometimes we get tired of like searching. So I would have to have
Hmm.
that prepared, like a good list of movies.
I can see that. I can see you and him sitting around watching movies. That, yeah,
Yes, that's
I
our
enjoy
favorite
that
thing
myself.
to
So the name of that show that I was telling you about that comes on Mondays, by my friend BJ Samuels, is called What's Next Podcast, and it comes on at 7 p.m. on Mondays. And
Okay.
you can catch it on either Facebook or YouTube. You can catch it on Twitch. You can catch it a whole lot of places. I think Twitter, IG maybe. But he has some very interesting topics. So I'll connect you with him and see if he wants to formulate a show and have you on, because I think it would be very interesting for that venue there. So
Yeah.
we have Dennis back with us. Thank you so much. This has been great. So we have Dennis
Yes,
back, and
yes.
he's going
And,
to ask his follow-up questions. So go right ahead,
well,
Dennis.
I know that she got to get ready to go. She got to get on the road. First of all, I want to say I'm thankful that you're here, and I'm glad that you shared your experience about the difficulties on starting your business and then how you blossom to get it where it is. Because a lot of people think, oh yeah, I can start my business tomorrow and I'll make some money and they ain't gonna have no problems. You understand what I'm saying? But as you gave one of the great. I'm gonna have to steal the one you said when you said I'm not buried, I'm planted. I have to steal that and let you know that now. So if you hear it again, you know I stole it. It might be
Please,
on a t-shirt.
please, please, please spread the love.
Yeah, yeah. Tyree also said that he loved your locks.
Thank you so much, Tyreek. I saw that. Thank you so, so much. I
They
appreciate
are
that.
pretty. They are
And
pretty. And
fellas and all the fellas out there, do not send her no DPs. She has a man. He is watching in the comments. Shout out to DJ R&B. He is
Yes.
watching in the comments. Do not send her no DPs.
yeah,
Get that out the way. But
he
do you
does
have
not,
any
and he
final
does
words
not
for us,
play. He does
Tasha?
not play.
At all.
You
Mm-mm.
have any final words for us?
Go ahead, Dennis.
Tasha, I was talking to Tasha. You got any final words for us?
Oh, yes. I just wanted to express my gratitude for you all having me here today, having Intimate Remedies, giving us a platform just to spread knowledge, spread love. It's my favorite thing to do. And I love talking about it. And I appreciate the energy that y'all brought to this virtual meet up, and I'm just so thankful. Like I said, Kyla, she wasn't able to be here today, unfortunately. Hopefully we can meet again at some point where she's able to
Mhm.
join, but she sends her love. But
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the experience, and I love what y'all do.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Chocolate girl, you got anything?
Oh, sure. First, I like to say I'm excited because, people do know me as the chocolate writer, and I love chocolate. I love all things chocolate. And I am excited to be partnering with Tashay and Kyla in their business on some things involving chocolate. So I'm
Yes.
so happy about that. I just really, I am going to reschedule that meeting. So we're going to get together so that we
Yes.
can move that forward. So look out for things to come with that. But my thought for the day that I always like to leave with is don't stop believing in yourself. Um,
Mm.
we have been talking with Tashay. She is a person who did not stop believing in herself. She had every reason to. She went through some things, but she still did not stop believing in herself. Then she met up with somebody who never stopped believing in himself. And then now those two together, and now they're just not stopping believing on themselves at all. And they're building an empire. And I just think it's awesome. And so for me, as an overcomer myself, that's my message everywhere I go. No matter what's going on, never quit. Don't give up. Don't stop believing in yourself. No matter what anybody says to you or about you, do not give in and believe it. You just believe in yourself and what you know. Believe in who you are, and whose you are, and just keep moving. And have a wonderful Saturday, my favorite day of the week. So, what about you, Dennis? Do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Um, well, one thing I want to say is next Saturday, um, the Sam Sports Network, we will be in Jersey to go see June for the um I'm sorry, I'm messing things up for the draft party. That's
Mm-hmm.
number one. And then I gotta go back to Jersey the next week after that for the Allen Iverson Classic.
Oh, okay.
And then the week after that, Sam Sports, we're going to be taking a road trip to New York to go to the fundraiser. And then May 20th, we have the brunch, the pop up podcast brunch in Baltimore. So people, make sure y'all come through for all of those activities. If you could make them, yes, please come through. We appreciate it.
So
We
y'all
love y'all.
road tripping, road tripping. Hey, Dennis,
Road,
one
yeah,
last thing.
road-
I hate to interrupt, but I forgot to let our wonderful guests tell everybody where we can find her, where our audience can find them.
Yes, you can find me. My website is intimateremedies.com. So that's if you go there, our contact information is there. We have a phone number, 984 You can call us and text us. Our business hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. You could also find us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Intimate Remedies everywhere. And if you are interested in the dance world, if you know any dancers, any youth dancers or adult dancers that want to get on the dance floor, um, you can follow me at Tashe Choreography for the youth. And for the adults, Tashe LaBelle, like Patty LaBelle, just Tashe LaBelle. So you can follow us, like I said, at those names on Instagram and Facebook.
Great. All right, Dennis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
all right, you all right. I think that's about all I had. But besides all of that, thank y'all for coming out today. God bless. Great day.
Yes, thank you.